Greetings again, Star Trek fans. I've been meaning to show you this book for a long time. This is one of my favorite Star Trek books. Motion picture inside the art and visual effects, and some of the stuff in this is just incredible. I'll start showing you right now. Some ideas that they had for Star Trek before the motion picture. I believe this is from Planet of the Titans, but I'm not sure. Anyway, that's from Planet of the Titans, which was going to be a movie, and it had Ralph McQuarrie. That's a Ralph McQuarrie painting. He did a lot of Star Wars. So some of these original ideas do look a lot like Star Wars. Like this ship, for example, which was going to be the Enterprise in Planet of the Titans, and also Star Trek Phase 2. Interestingly enough, it wasn't used. I think it was only used like in one background scene in Star Trek 3, but ultimately this shape, the markings and so forth, ultimately this would become the what we know today as the Discovery. But Ralph McQuarrie had some kind of wild ideas. Like here's a saucer section, and it could land, and that's not so wild. I mean, we've known that the saucer section can land for quite a while in Star Trek fandom, but I mean, this one looks like, it really does look like the Millennium Falcon or something. It doesn't look very Star Trek. It looks much more Star Wars, or Battlestar Galactica for that matter. People call it a really ugly ship, but there's something about it that I like. I'm not saying that should have been the design choice, but I do like it. A lot of these are Ralph McQuarrie drawings or paintings. Look at that one. I mean, I don't think it's that ugly a ship. I get why people don't like it, but I also get why I like it. I like the angularity. That's a word. Okay, so this is now moving more into the art of the motion picture. I mean, look at that. Look at that beautiful shot of V'ger. That's the rear engine, and so you're looking from the rear up to the front. And here's the model again, more V'ger. And what they did was they just put a lot of smoke in the air, which gave it, and then they shot lasers through it, and it really had a cool effect, especially for, 1979. Working on that beautiful refit model. This is my favorite Enterprise. USS Enterprise refit from the motion picture. I think it's just absolutely beautiful. The way that they use pearlescent paints to make it shine. Now this was Matt Jeffries' just really fairly quick concept drawing for the refit. This is much more what was going to be used in Phase 2, Star Trek Phase 2, the series that didn't happen. Okay, here's some design work of the rear of the bridge, and this is supposed to be like a officers' quarters, or not quarters, officers' lounge, and so they can look to the rear of the ship. Here are just some random photographs of that beautiful model, and I love that. That's just really trippy. Now here was original idea, which was kind of interesting. They were finally going to show the warp field that's produced between the nacelles, and this is exactly why Roddenberry said that, you know, they had nacelles had to be paired up, because there was this warp energy that would be flowing between them, but we never got to see that. Okay, yeah, this is amazing. This is the cargo area past the shuttle bay. So the shuttle bay, here you are looking out into space. The shuttle bay doors are open, but the force fields are on. I hope so. Otherwise, these people are scrambling. But yeah, this is just a matte painting. And then they had the actors moving around down here. But it's a really beautiful matte painting, I think. Really gives you an idea of the size of the Enterprise. And then I believe this is how we actually got to see it in the film. And again, you see your actors down here. You can see some shuttles like the one that Spock arrived on. Okay, and here's some. This is a concept painting of Vulcan, and then this is the actual matte painting that was done. I mean, okay, so here's the matte painting, and I do love matte paintings. Don't get me wrong, but for one thing, this is just. I mean, what are we looking at here? Are these moons? Well, Vulcan doesn't have any moons. We've known that for a long time. Okay. Yeah, and then these little shuttle cars. I guess ultimately the models weren't so little. Okay, there's some props. Here's a prop phaser, and then here are the wrist communicators, some different versions, and the tricorder. Tricorder in this film was really cool. Had great functionality. Okay, now this is a orbital office complex, but check this out. Now it's the Regula 1 space laboratory from Star Trek 2. Okay, and this is how they lit the outside of the ship. They did it with, see these things here? These are dental mirrors. And then what they did was they had a light and they reflected them off of the mirrors to where they wanted the light on the ship. Pretty incredible. There's a travel pod. Always liked that. I wouldn't mind having a model of that. The work B. Work Bs are cool. Wouldn't mind having a model of that either. These are kind of cool. These original concepts of the work B, where they were attached, probably to the dry dock. And here's Spock's long-range shuttle. This is the finished version. And here's an early version. I love it. I love it. I kind of wish that they had gone with it. And there's the model we got, which is really good. It's an interesting idea that this little shuttle thing, you know, gets on this warp sled, and so a shuttle can achieve warp speeds. So here was the original concept. So let's start at the back, and that's that engine part that we see. But it was quite different from the V'ger that we ultimately got. But still, it's interesting, and especially like, look at that. I love the colors. Great colors, great design, very biological. These are all just concept art of the maw version of V'ger. I suppose that means that's the front of the ship, and it would have opened up. Looks like 4 main petals. Instead, we got an iris. Oh wow! Oh, they actually, huh? How have I never noticed this before? They actually built a model of the exterior of V'ger. Huh, that's cool. Yeah, I do like the design work on it. Now, this is what we ultimately got, and this is what it looks like on film. You know, as you approach from the rear, moving forward, that is what you see. So this right here would be like near the front of the ship. So we're looking towards the front. Okay, and here's the front of V'ger, and there's the Enterprise. Yeah, okay. To give you an idea of how big this model is, I mean, okay, this was just like the section near the rear. Look at the person's hand. This was a huge miniature. This was a megature, I think they call them. Okay, and then now we're looking at like alien design, costume design. Okay, and this was a deleted sequence where you had these security guards on the bridge, and one of them fired at the probe sent by V'ger, and he got zapped. Okay, oh wow, this is cool. So here's a concept painting of Klingon Katingas attacking V'ger. And of course that did not go so well for the Klingon Katingas. And that's supposed to be Ilea. Just more concept art for the interior of V'ger. Now here's a beautiful painting. Here's your 3 Katingas. The refit Enterprise. There's nothing really left of the Phase 2 hallmarks. They're gone. Okay, that's this was built as a model for the interior of V'ger. And there's the model that they built for it. It's pretty large. And Ilea. V'ger's Temple. All right, let's see. So that I believe was the first. That was the matte painting, I think, and it just didn't look very good. That's why, you know, the director's cuts are essential. Oh, that's cool. And then they came up with this idea of these, you know, kind of like blocks forming a bridge from the Enterprise to the center of it all, V'ger itself. V-G-E-R. Okay, and here are our heroes on the saucer of the Enterprise. And here are the hexagonal stones that they walk across to get to V'ger. And there's the big reveal. Yep, it's Voyager 6. Okay, this is the first time that Klingons had been remade, simply because they had the budget to do it. Oh yeah, the Katingas are pretty cool. They're like supersized D7s. Yeah, look at all that masking work that they did. I wish I'd done that kind of masking work on my model. Yeah, look at that. That's beautiful. I did my best on my model, but you know, what can I say? I'm not the best modeler in the world. But I don't have to be. Okay, and there's Mark Leonard, who played Spock's dad. Okay, and here's storyboards showing the Klingons attacking V'ger, and then V'ger attacking the Klingons and de-resing them, or up-resing them. I don't know. Oh, look at how beautiful that ship is. Look at that. That, for me, that just does it. That's the only Enterprise I need. That and the original. Okay, more concept art for what V'ger really looks like on the outside. Okay, and here they're showing from the director's edition. Here's Vulcan redone, and I mean it is better, I have to admit. Well, I hope you enjoyed taking a look at this book with me. This is one of my favorites, and so anyway, have a good day. This is Daddy Star Trek signing off.